This conference will now be recorded.
I'd like to ask the Scout troop to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we are very, very thankful to have all these young men that are interested in municipal government. We pray that they continue in their scouting and become great Americans. A lot of great leaders have started out as scouts. We hope that they see the light and keep on moving on. And maybe one of these days they'll grow up and be into town management or even in the state or federal government. Our Lord, as we go into this meeting tonight, please guide us in a godly manner, that we make the right decisions, not only for the town, but also for the townspeople. We ask this in all of Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
We got a couple of things to take care of. We have the review and approval of meeting minutes, regular meeting on March the 9th. Everybody had a chance to review them. Does anybody have any corrections or changes or a motion to accept?
The only correction I gave Kim earlier was that Tony didn't second his own report. It was Brent.
It was right.
So she fixed that.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes with the amendment.
Okay. Do I have a second?
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Abstained. Motion carries. Budget meeting for March 30th. May have any corrections or additions or changes?
No, I thought we captured it fairly.
I'll make a motion to accept the budget workshop for March 30.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Accept the March 30th budget workshop minutes. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries. Budget workshop for April 6th.
I'll make a motion to accept minutes from the budget workshop on April the 6th.
I'll second.
A motion and a second to accept the budget workshop for April 6th. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same.
Abstain, I wasn't there.
Good job.
We have, everybody's in favor with one abstention. So motion carries. Thank you. Treasurer's report, March 2026.
Okay, so the end of March, the general fund had an ending balance of $2,554,624.84. We had collected $11,548.78 in real estate tax payments. We also received $44,408.59 in highway user fees. We received $24,152.80 from Richmond Homes for permits and excise tax. We paid Botanica Enterprises $2,626.50 for snow removal services. And we paid Sunny Meadows $2,187 for mulch at Schaefer Park. We also paid Best Buy Automotive Equipment's $9,295 for equipment at the town shop. And we had interest earnings of $6,721.33. The restricted funds account had an ending balance of $325,698.56. The only action in that account was interest earned of $390.74. Our savings account that we opened with First United Bank, the account had an ending balance of $3,285,602.80. And the only action in that account was interest earned at 4.19%, $11,413.40. The certificate of deposit that we have with Middletown Valley Bank for Schaefer Park had a balance of $59,257.17. And it had current interest earnings of $195.39, and that CD was recently renewed at a little bit of a lower rate. It's now earning 3.2%. The water fund had an ending balance of $59,738.28. We did receive collections of $23,346.36. Of that, water collections was $9,268.04. Sewer collections was $11,944.71, and sanitation collections of $2,133.61. We paid WRA for the ongoing Crestview bypass, $170.15, and we also paid Mid-Atlantic Utilities $6,735 for work on the Potomac Street water line test bits. Also, we earned interest for the month, $945.77. The water fund user fee restricted account had an ending balance of $1,537,728.55. We did transfer $10,550 from the account for Boonesboro into the account for the Boonesboro ambulance tap fees that were paid. And we also transferred $63,300 for Richmond Homes tap fees that were paid into the water fund. Current month interest earned of $1,810.93. Our American Rescue Fund Act account had an ending balance of $646,025.45. We did pay Potomac Edison $10,656.54 for installation of the new electrical service for the new reservoir. We paid HRA $21,303.75, payout 11. We also paid HRI $167,998 for payout 12. And we paid WRA $1,017.85 for related reservoir project services. We also earned interest for the month of $2,195.17. The sewer fund had an ending balance of $276,417.46. We paid M&T Bank the CDA infrastructure financing bond payment of $226,003.26. We also earned interest in the month for $928.03. The sewer fund restricted account had an ending balance of $409,922.29. We did transfer into the account tap fees from the Boonesboro Ambulance Company for $31,000, and we had interest earned of $491.77. That is everything that we have.
Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions at that? Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept treasurer's report?
I'll make that motion.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make one recommendation. The general fund does have a rather large balance. It has $2.5 million in it at the moment. That account's only earning 3.03%. I recommend that we move at least $1 million from the general fund over to First United to earn 4.19% while we can.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Everybody understood what he said? Moving it to First United. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstain. Opposed, the same. Abstain, motion carries. Sorry about that, I got tongue tied.
How much money did you borrow?
$1 million.
1 million. Okay. We have a guest tonight, employee pension plan annual review. Tyler, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. So being that it's my first annual review with you all, I want to see what questions you have for me, or maybe what some of your preferences are as well. If there are.
Brevity.
Brevity. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I did pass out a big packet there. And there are some nice statistics and things like that in that packet. I'm available, I'm right down the street, so if you ever have questions, always feel free to stop by, set up a time to chat. I think the big takeaways were there's plenty of investment options for the employees. Most folks are choosing the target date funds. It's an easy way to diversify your money and spread it out. There is a benchmark cost statistic in there for the overall plan and the management. industry average is about 1% total, I'm sorry, 0.5% total for just the record keeping cost. Smith Elliott and Kearns, the accounting firm, they cover the record keeping piece of it. They're charging 0.25%. So it's about half of the industry average for that. Your total overall cost is 0.5%, which just the record keeping cost alone is national average is 0.5%. So we're saving you some money there potentially. As you all might know, employees aren't able to contribute to this type of account because it's a money purchase pension plan. It's employer contributions only. And that's okay. It's just important that you know that. They are able to set up time to meet with me, and we could set up separate retirement accounts if they wish to do that. But just by being an employee, they're receiving contributions from you all, which I think is a great thing. There's no outstanding loans. The town contributed over $75,000 to the plan overall, participants overall in November. And that's, roughly that percentage or that amount should take place every year. Those are the big.
So, but the employees can tell you which fund they want to be in.
Absolutely, yes.
And have you had anybody come? since
So,
you've been a
yes.
member And you're closer for.
We haven't had anyone come individually, but I did set up a group session here and several
Okay.
people attended. And we talked about it.
That would be my question is how, I know you're willing and able to offer this and have they
Yeah.
taken advantage of it.
Yes, I think 5 or 6 employees showed up to that first initial meeting. And we'll continue to offer that throughout the year, or if as needed, if additional sessions needed. I'm happy to do almost anything, just let me know. Or, I'm available for individual appointments for any of the participants.
So how, when we first talked about this, it was one of my concerns that the employees could not put additional money into this, as you called it out, but they can certainly come to you outside of this plan,
Yes,
and I hope you encourage them to do that.
absolutely, we do. Yeah, anybody that shows interest, we'll follow up with and share.
Yep.
So some kind of more like a 457 type plan.
That is an option. Yeah, there's several different options. 457s are offered specifically by government agencies.
What's that?
We already have that set up.
Yeah, so you can set up a lot of different types of plans. This was just the initial plan. I think Wells Fargo had it prior to me. And this is the way that it was set up. I think it's a good plan. There's tons of investment options. Capital Group is a good partner in the space. And the TPA has done a great job too. I could always bring them along with me, but it's tax season, so.
Were you matching on that at all, or?
So, maybe on the 457, I'm not sure about that, but, this is straight employer contributions only. So just by being an employee, every year, you're gonna get, as long as you meet the 10-year standard, which I believe is just 1 year, you get contribution into your account. And it's just based on a percentage of your overall annual income. It's a good deal for the employees.
Oh, sorry.
Ray, if I understood your question,
Match the other.
yeah,
Yeah.
the matching, there's no matching.
I was asking
Just
if
like
we
doing-
get.
Yeah.
But we would strongly encourage any of the employees that want to come to see you to set up some type of retirement investment through you.
Absolutely.
Obviously, that would
Yeah, we provide full-scale financial planning services as well as just investment management, too. So,
Anybody have any other questions? No. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah.
We have some other guests here with us tonight. Would you like to introduce everybody?
Sure. I'm Matt Atkins, I'm the new Scoutmaster. My personal history in Troop 20, I was here as a kid, I earned my Eagle Crew art program, and I have 2 of my assistants here tonight. Mr. Guns Mr. Kraft, a couple of our kids tonight. You guys don't want to introduce something. I got my senior patrol leader, just wave, MJ. My assistant senior patrol leader, Aries. My patrol leaders, Cameron and Tobias. Sally, our quartermaster.
I'm here.
We're here.
He's the only one that waved.
And Ash, our regular member right now.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. We appreciate you all coming. Hope you learn a lot tonight about municipal government. And you're welcome to come back anytime. We meet the second Tuesday of every month.
Second Monday.
I'm sorry.
So you can come the second Tuesday, it won't be as
We may not be here.
interesting.
Our meetings are on
Too much of a meeting on Tuesday.
Sorry about that. Thank you all. Thank you for coming. We have anybody, any guests?
Nelson,
signed up? Nelson? Nelson?
You brought us gifts, thank you.
A man with a shirt like that has got to be listened to.
All right. I'm Nelson Baker, as most of you know. I'm with the Boonesboro Lions Club. And it's quite a segue, I did not know. We sponsor the Scouts as one thing that we do in the community. But most importantly, I just want to let you know that we are celebrating on April the 16th, our 95th birthday. We have been in the community since 1931. Most people know us for eyeglass collection, hearing aids, but more importantly, we serve the community. Whether it be diabetes or whether it be vision or whether it be disaster relief or environment and multiple others. That's what we're here for, to serve. And I primarily wanted to let you know that our charter, which was issued April the 16th, 1931, will be celebrated this week or next Monday. And we're kind of proud of it. I've been a member for 37 years, something like that. I don't even remember how long it's been. Shut up. But it's been fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy our fundraisers. I enjoy our service work. And I just wanted to share that with the council and the community.
Thank you.
No, sir.
Facilities report, public works superintendent, Greg.
Okay, we'll start with the sewer collection side. Everything's quiet, nothing's happened. That's a good thing. Water distribution side, we had a bad water leak out at, right across from Calvary Court on Warrior Boulevard. It blew a hole in the top of the pipe the size of a softball. The pipe didn't fail. Somebody caused water hammer somehow, either on a hydrant or a pump, something caused that pipe to blow apart like that. They usually don't just blow big round chunks out of it. We lost about 250,000 gallons of water. The guys just did that. It was squirting about 30 feet in the air. They did an excellent job. This, in 23 years, this is the first water leak I've missed. I was actually down the road with my dog. So I was worried after that, calling him the whole time, and Ryan took care of it. He's been here 11 years and did a great job.
That's good.
Yeah, I showed up after we had our control and Ryan was on top of it and,
Did an excellent job.
the plant helped out. It was great.
On to the public works side of it, the guys have been down at the park for like the last 30 days, just putting down mulch, pouring concrete pads, putting new benches in, new tables, new handicap tables for the public to use. They'll be down there probably another 2 weeks painting, and once they get done, we'll start flushing all the sewer lines, getting all the hydrants flushed and maintained. Other than that, everything else, after the next 2 weeks, then the park guy will be able to take over, we won't have to put much more time down there. We're just trying to get everything caught up.
Walked down through a couple of times, Greg. It looks absolutely amazing down there.
Thank you.
Guys, they do a really good job. Thank you for that.
That's it, Mayor.
Anybody else have any questions of Greg? Thank you, sir. Heat, water, and sewer.
I'll start with the water side. Water side, everything's running good. There's no problems. All running smooth. Sewer side, we got a couple little things again that's going on. Young Avenue, I'll start that first. We are putting in a new pump there, but the new pump still isn't performing to where it needs to be. So at the time, while trying to figure out what is going on there, we found out that both the backflow preventers are bad there. So they're being replaced tomorrow. They're supposed to come and finish it. And then we'll know more about if the pump's gonna work. If it doesn't, then the pump rep is gonna bring a bigger impeller for it to make it more powerful. Hopefully they'll push it more faster. Do a better job of what it's doing. Sewer plant, they're having issues with the influent building with the bubbler system that reads the level of the fluid coming into the plant. It's been a nightmare for the last couple of weeks. We're still having some issues with it. And for the most part, I've got it pretty much figured out, but we're still, like today, we still have another problem with it again. We were finding that the air handlers that we're putting in there to break up all the grease and all the chunks of waste that come in there are interfering with the bubbler system itself. It's causing gases to get into the reader itself and they misread, telling it to shut pumps off when it's not supposed to, and having the levels come up and flooding the filter. So we're pretty sure I got that handled right now, but we're gonna find out when we get some rain and then when the flow starts coming in. So we're gonna I'll have somebody stay there and keep an eye on that when that happens to make sure that we don't lose no big components to the system. We did have some problems also with the booster panel that feeds all the water to all the chemicals in the plant that feeds the chlorine and the SO and all that. That is all finally been fixed and cured now, working good. So other than that, the rest of it's, we're doing okay.
Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions of Pete? Thank you, sir. Town manager, report. Rachel?
Our fourth PFAS settlement payment came in, that was $22,818. Our fifth one should be here Wednesday, it's $9,400. Pete, then we were talking about the problems, you talked about the good things, that we had our MDE compliance at the wastewater treatment plant, and even though they haven't been here for how many years?
14 years.
They had no issues, no findings. They
That's
were-
why they only come around every 14 years.
Yeah.
I know it's in good
And he
hands.
said he's gonna make it more often now, so. we'll see.
All right, must have some new people.
He was very pleased.
Make it 7
The-
years
The
now.
inspector said that everything was running really well, and they obviously knew what they were doing, and it was good. We also, so for a year after the Shaver Park well went online, Pete had to do constant tests, and we finally finished the E. coli test, they were all good, so we don't have to test it again, I think, for like 6 or 7 years. How many?
10 years.
Even better. The benches and picnic tables Greg was talking about, those are for the basketball grant. That was originally the pickleball court grant, and then it got turned to basketball, so we're just about finished with that. We only have a few more $100 to spend, and then that'll be done. We haven't gotten a grant agreement yet for the EPA for the reservoir, but I have been assured that it is coming. So finally breathe a little better about that. We had 3 anniversaries. We had Curtis for 3 years, Jesse 7 years, and Mike, the groundskeeper, 1 year. I think that's it.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions of Rachel?
Anything on McElwee's property? Well,
They're building right now as we speak.
they are,
Yes,
The house is down, the shed is.
right, the shed's being built now?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, I haven't been out that long.
No, you only get 1.
Oh, really?
I'll defer mine to Eric.
Well, you were gonna say.
Well, I know, but I'm letting you have my question. 'Cause
So I know you will, but let us know on that EPA grant.
You'll probably hear me cheering.
Yeah, I want to call it Pen Pan Hub.
Okay. He hasn't had a lot to do with it.
At this point, have a initiative. And just seconds, our Greensburg Keysville Board meeting, we talked about the true up in Keysville, just a couple of $1,000. Do we need to approve that here, or were you waiting for some reason? We typically do approve it here before we cut the check. I didn't know if you were still reviewing the numbers.
No, I just didn't think about putting it on the agenda,
Okay.
but I don't know the exact amount.
Now, it's less than $2,000. Well, we can push it to another
Can we
month.
do it on the work, we're probably gonna have a workshop this
Sure,
month, so
that's
can we
fine.
do it on
I
the
just
workshop?
haven't done Yeah, I just haven't done that, that's fine. Okay.
But speaking of the water board, since you brought it up, the chair, who is supposed to be an impartial person between Keedysville and Boonesboro, she has asked that we find a replacement by the end of the calendar year. So if you know anyone that would be interested in serving on that, unlike all of our other commissions, you don't have to live in town, near town, anything. So just keep that in mind.
Just have to have water and sewer background.
Well, and while we're on that front, Tony was not able to attend, and Greg was not able to attend. The recent numbers for our loss are over 50%, and that is just crazy. So keep your fingers crossed when this reservoir comes online.
Now, does that count, calculating like what the water loss, like the leaks, do we put?
Well, we try to keep track of that stuff. It's so much work. It's almost, that's not even material.
Okay.
But, yeah, so, anyway, we spend a lot of time on that.
Yes. Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am. Town planner, Drew?
Couple of items on planning. The McDonald's site plan was approved. You guys are aware that Hives is out there. They're building. Being South is underway. The model is actually open. And have houses that they've sold and they're starting their process. One of the main things I wanted to talk to you all about tonight was related to the reservoir project and the Potomac Street water line. If you all recall, as we were building the reservoir, we uncovered the fact that there was a restriction on the water line on Potomac Street. There is a 4-inch section where everything else is 12. So you've got all this trying to convey up to the reservoir, and Greg had a break 6 months ago.
More than one break.
But that's when we realized what was happening. And so you asked me to reach out and get emergency pricing from some contractors about doing the job. The town had talked about replacing the existing 4-inch line. Utilities Commission then came back and said, we believe we should replace it 12-inch to 12-inch and make it one uniform piece all the way through.
Exactly.
So I'm going to pull up, we got bids from Mid-Atlantic Contractors and HRI, who is our contractor for the reservoir. That way we can, we can do it with them as a change order to the contract. I'm going to pull this up on the screen too. So I just wanted you all to have a copy of it. So what I put on there is the top part of it is the bid breakdown between the two projects. And then down below is a schematic of the two projects themselves. Now, I know the first thing everybody is going to do is have sticker shock. And I understand that. And it's a lot, okay? Don't misunderstand me. You're talking about coming into a neighborhood of tightly packed houses that all have water and sewer services. You're gonna have to put them all on a temporary water line. You're gonna have to dig up the street. You're gonna have to flag traffic, one lane, and you gotta run all the service connections back and forth across the streets. It's a big project. And here's the part that hurts. You're on a state highway. State highways rule is when you get in there, you can't just patch it. You have to pave brand new from curb to curb. You have to mill the whole street and redo the whole thing. So just to give you an idea, Mid-Atlantic did give you the pricing. So Mid-Atlantic to do just option one, just the 4-inch line. What? The cost to state highway alone for their requirements, $369,000 or 37% of the job. When you decide to do proposal 2, which goes all the way from King Road all the way to the square corner, now state highways, their cost is still 37%, but the cost is no longer $369,000. We've now added 2,000 feet. Now the cost just for the state highway repaved is $1.111 million. So a lot of these pieces have to do with being on the state highway. You can see very quickly why everybody tries to avoid doing work on the state highway. It's extremely expensive. You can't get out of it. Okay, so you have two numbers there. One thing I do want to bring up to you is that we did not spend any money on engineering. We used what you see above, our GIS system, with me making a couple of notes and sending it out to the contractors. Why could we do that? Because we're not creating new water line. You're simply taking what's in the ground out and putting a newer, bigger pipe in the ground, and you keep going. We're not running new water lines. We're not creating new water distribution systems. All we're going to do is take the water line out and put the new one in and give everybody a new service connection. That way, if we have any lead goosenecks in there that we've all been wondering where in town would be lead connections, Potomac Street is one of the oldest parts of town. If we're going to find any lead connections, we're going to find them in there. I think Greg said he's come across a few over the years.
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
If the Drew thing that we really got away, say we would do proposal 1.
Mhm.
We come back and finish it the rest of the way. It's gonna cost a lot more than what it's gonna cost to do proposal 2, the whole thing right now. Because the cost of materials and time and everything else is gonna go up. So it's better to bite the bullet and do it all at once. Do you agree, Greg and Pete?
I do agree. Everything in there is old asbestos paper balls.
It is.
It's nasty stuff.
So Rachel sent out an email last week with these numbers on it. And I chimed in right away. I think we should do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Of course, the next step is where do we come up with $3 million? We have some money in the bank. We have a line of credit. We have some other options. So I think we can mix and match those things a little bit. But I think we just got to do the whole thing. Rachel's email was right on point. And what Eric said is correct. Why do it half-assed and have to come back later?
I'll say this. Some previous board didn't replace the old 4-inch line. The 4-inch line is the original main.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see when you look at the pipes, certain projects got a certain way, somebody left it for you all to clean up.
Sure.
What you're doing is you're going to clean it up so that the next person that comes down doesn't have to deal with it. But again, you all realized this very quickly early on when we started talking about this. I just want to reiterate this. The 12-inch line from Keedysville goes straight to the reservoir. The reservoir is what gives us fire protection. If anyone was around here yesterday, about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and that fire on Cool Hollow Road, I don't know, Greg texted me, they drained Buckstown down.
Yeah.
They ran out of water.
You have to need a distribution system.
Wow.
So we're making
And then
damage.
Then they started coming to Boonesboro, which is fine. That's what the public water system is for. But again, remember, when you have a big system, you have to have storage areas in certain proximity of other areas to have that fire flow. So you all identified it very early that this is not only is this providing water to the town, which is important in all aspects, but it's the primary feed to the reservoir, which is giving you your pressure and your fire flow. So that's why it's really important. I think to do it all is the right thing to do. Is it going to give all of us a bigger headache in the next 6 months to make it happen? Yes. Yes, it will. I probably will not have any hair by the time that's done. But that's okay if we get it in and we get it done. Because keep in mind, and you have some savings that could be had here. These are the worst case prices. And what I'm talking about is when you get on the street, and I'll blow this up a little bit so you all can see it. So when you're on the street, every house has a service connection. So there's a water line that runs over here. And there's a water line that runs from the water line over here. And water line, you get the point, right? Mm-hmm. What they're going to try to do, both contractors, they're going to try to pull a brand new service from the existing meter pit, pull it under the ground so they don't have to dig it. If they can do that, Mid-Atlantic says they can save $180,000. And they're going to try to do that because the state highway inspector told them, if you don't dig across that road at all, he might be able to let us just pay one lane. You're not gonna put it right.
Right, yeah.
But there are some savings that can happen. What was asked for in these bid prices was following everything to the letter of the law, and to the worst case scenario, and then it can go different from there. But there are avenues in both proposals to save money, but I wanted them to make sure they gave the worst case scenario. And my logic was very simple. I do not want to come back and ask for any more money for any reason. I would rather come back to you and say, hey, we're $300,000 under. So that's why these numbers are as big as they are. Again, a good thing, look how close they are. That always makes me feel good. Whenever you see a contractors and their numbers are pretty close, and on a job like this, 2,800 linear feet of pipe and they're within $8,000 of each other, that tells me that's, as much as we may hate looking at that number, that's what it is.
Yeah. Drew, let me ask you this. This does not include your typical 15% contingency, right?
Oh, no, no.
So that's another thing.
Right. So, are there any questions?
How long do you think from start to finish this would take?
120 days.
Really? And that's including the paving?
When Mid-Atlantic comes out or HRI comes out, they will be out there every single day, nonstop. There are some other things that we could talk about working at night, because when you work during the day on a state highway, you can't start till 9 o'clock. You've got to get off the road by 3. So you just cut your day short. Because remember, they show up, they can't start till 9. They got to dig down to where they finished yesterday. So by 10 o'clock, they're finally there. And by 2 o'clock, they got to start filling everything in and getting ready to open the street back up at 3.
Yeah.
There were some thoughts thrown out about working at night, because you're not limited in time. But that's a horrendous mess for the residents. It's an option to discuss, but they're gonna be out there with excavators, backing up trucks, paving. If it was going to be for 2 nights or 1 night or something like that, or even a week, you might be able to stomach it, but this is gonna take 3 months, and I seriously doubt any resident out there is going to want to listen to equipment until 4 o'clock in the morning for the next 2 or 3 months. So
Drew, let me ask you, is the next step to have the BMUC approve doing the whole project, then picking which contractor, then coming back to us for approval?
Don't we have to put it out to an actual advertised bid, because did we just get like internal?
you don't have to.
Okay, I just was curious because if we want to use funding from any agency.
We don't have any funding.
Well, it's.
Well, that was my
Is
next
it-
question, is we have gotten loans from MDE before at a very low rate, like for the sewer plant, which we already paid back. And since we just got a good MDE inspection, and they're the ones on the lead pipe removal, I would assume that since they're wanting everybody to get lead pipes removed and this kind of thing, that there might be some funding. Maybe not all grants, but maybe they would have loans out there at a.
My biggest concern with that is how long it would take to get that situated. Everything is waiting on this. Crestview waiting. on
Well,
this,
I know,
Reservoir's
but
waiting.
I mean, again, you know.
I
we're
know
gonna
that
need
we
some
have
money.
grant funding that has to be spent by a certain time for those other projects that are on hold until this is done. Not to mention the time, like, I don't know how long it takes to get the loan in place if.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is, I mean, it's worth asking the question and exploring the option.
Well, can we get started then actually have them come in and then they come in later?
Again, you guys, this is nice, but who wants to write that check and where are we writing it from? I mean, that's the most important
Bottom line
question.
is it has to be done
That's
before
what
we
Yeah.
put the,
So that's what I'm
If
saying.
we
we
put that
gotta get
reservoir
some
on, there's possibility
money.
things can start flowing.
Apparently, to answer your question, I reached out to Gene Holloway today.
Yeah,
The loan process is closed right now. It
okay,
won't reopen until December.
okay.
unfortunately. She gave me some other options, some other contacts that I'm gonna reach out to, but for the moment, the program is already finished for this year. We're gonna wait until at least December to reapply.
So how much out of our sewer user fund account and water fund user fees account is not committed to the reservoir or the Crestview project? Any, all, some?
I don't.
But we moved we moved the $200,000 over to the restricted account from the general fund so that project didn't get forgotten about. That was the Chase 6 project.
Right. I just didn't know how much more we had to pay for the reservoir
Yeah,
that we're not expecting.
I don't have that number off the top of my head either.
That's just a big workshop conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but I'm just trying to say you guys are anxious to do it. You know, I know we have some funding, you know, but it's gonna pretty much.
It's not really that we're anxious to do it, it's
I know
more
it
that
has to be
it's a
done.
have to.
It has to be done, we also have to fund it. So
My
answer,
email comment back to you all was that we do have 3 million
yeah.
in
in the
savings.
first
I don't know
year, I know.
how far down we feel comfortable spending until we get the financing in order and have to figure out how we're gonna move forward. But we can start the project, it's just a matter of.
Right.
But I think we need to have a
Mr.
workshop.
Mayor, do you remember if, when we got the MDE for the sewer plant, was that something we got like after the project had been started and helped when it was refinancing? Like, is there?
We got a little bit in the beginning, but most of it came after it was finished.
So there is a possibility that we can deplete savings, but then,
Things have changed
Yeah.
back then.
okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe we should.
New administration and everything, things have really changed.
So in answer to the question as to next steps, we didn't get the quotes in time for this to be an agenda item, so
Okay.
it was, our intention here was to make you guys aware of it and get you thinking about it.
Okay.
The BME, I'll talk about it at the BMEC meeting, but they already voted to have, to do the whole thing.
Oh, did they? I didn't
Yes.
remember that.
That was their
Well, did they know where
recommendation.
we were getting the money?
Well, I mean, their perspective isn't the money, their perspective is the utilities for the town, so then
Will Keedysville have a portion of
Yeah.
that? No, even though it's the water, okay, I was curious.
So
We'll have water source.
So thanks a lot.
Good job.
All right, well, good.
But you're.
Any idea?
So what I'm hearing is, we will take it and just let the BMUC make aware of it, and we'll have a workshop.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yes,
that's
that's
where
what
we
I
have
was
to do it,
trying
so
to
now we
say,
gotta
is
figure
that-
out how we're paying for it.
Well, they should pick the contract.
I think they should make a recommendation,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Make a recommendation.
like they have through this whole process.
Come back with that workshop. It's just.
Thanks, Drew.
Greg, do you have any idea how much the town water they used to put that fire out?
$250,000.
We've also ordered a foot in the reservoir, so. How about
Trying to
you?
recoup that from
It's
the.
probably 100,000 gallons at least.
Couple hundred.
Yeah. We lost over a foot in the reservoir.
A quarter of a million.
It was a heck of a fire.
There's so many fire departments involved, it's hard to get them all to keep track.
Heard it was like over
Up
30
out there was
Yeah.
a slate going on, they didn't want to.
Thank you, sir. Police department report on, welcome back, chief.
Thank you. Billy wasn't answering his radio, so. All right, guys, you guys, the report, so, also included an additional report for the, registration and insurance enforcement that was done for the month of March. So just something new. Officer Sword is the one that, put that all together. So, there usually must appears and stuff in court, so you guys are doing a really good job. If you guys got, I'm not gonna go over this report because it's a whole page long, but if you guys got any questions, I mean, ask away. Brandon, we are working with Brandon. We've had multiple meetings. They met with us again Friday, Amy, at the department with their head of security.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was Thursday, yeah.
With their head of security. He's a ex-Navy guy, out of DC. He seemed really squared away. Were you there? Yeah. So, they had no issues at all at this event that they had Saturday night. Over 400 was there. The one on April 24th is going to be packed. It's supposed to bring in, capacity, which is 710. And then the one we're most concerned about at this point is May 28th, which is a national act. And it should bring in capacity, and it's right at the end of the carnival. It's the Thursday night of the carnival. So hopefully the county sent 4 units down to a Saturday night to help us with Saturday night. So we had the 4 units. I think they had 14 security guards in Banish Hall for Saturday night, and that's, I think they're gonna up that to 18 for the two major events on the 24th and 28th. But, so, yeah, I know that's probably not on the report because that's just now happening in April, but just to keep you guys abreast of everything that's going on out there. We're trying to work with them, so, I understand it's a business and they're trying to make money, but we're trying to keep the town safe too, so it's a fine line we're trying to walk.
But Chief, I'll tell you, that email you sent was one of the most professional things I've ever seen. Great
Oh.
job.
Oh, thank you.
Great
So,
job.
thank you, Mr. Fitch. Appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciated the speed signs being moved out there too, to help. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, make people aware.
Anything.
Yes, yeah.
Well, the county has a radar sign and it's a license plate reader that they have offered to put out there. It's the bigger one that sits over on the right-hand side as you're going out of town. That was there,
It's a
I know
mobile-
it was there Saturday morning. but
Yeah.
It might have been there Friday night as well.
Yes.
Is that the one by your all's apartment?
No, out on,
That's-
off of 40,
The one
out by
the
Brandon.
county has is actually got LPR cameras on it, like we
Oh,
have it
okay.
uptown. So the county brought that down. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we're really working well right now. The major out there, I trained, we came on 24 years ago, I think. So I've always had a good relationship with Major Foote, and he's a great guy. He's really working with us good, so, yeah. So, yeah, but anyway.
So did you get any information from the little situation on Sunday? Have I called you or sent you a message about?
Yeah, Jim, so it was the first day or the only day of juvenile.
It was youth
Youth
spring
turkey.
gobbler season all this weekend. So
Yeah.
probably what you were hearing.
Yeah, and Jim said they were well back in there. It was Justin. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, was it Justin? Okay.
Justin Hamilton, was who had some youth back in there. So, Justin and Kevin were best friends. So it seemed with the Jim, he heard the shots coming, and I think he were back around on the 68 side, I think is what he told me. And Justin said they were shooting away from the development out through the fields, and I think he had 3 or 4 kids there with him that they were trying to call.
Sound like target practice.
I know, I understand, but that's what Jim said he come up with, so, yeah. Didn't see anybody shooting targets or anything. It was, like I said, about 4 youth out there on a youth turkey.
Let's see, 4 use, 1 gobbler. Bam, 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 bam.
Could have been Rick, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's who I think it was. So, Jim couldn't confirm it was Justin. He doesn't know Justin, but I know it's Justin Fields.
Yeah,
That's where he
that's
plants.
the weird farm.
Yeah, so,
He works for Donnie Beer. They farm
yeah,
that back
yeah, he
there.
lives back here on Beard Lane, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who it was, but, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody?
May I have a question?
He's very snaggy.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mayor and council correspondence update, just a couple of dates to remember. Sunday, April 26th, this is for the Scouts too, is Arbor Day and also our park cleanup from 1 to 4 on that Sunday, April 26th. Also, the first Saturday in May, what's that date, Mary Lee, for the fishing
Make
derby?
that.
May 2nd is our fishing derby down at the, there's the library, down behind the library. So, what's the age groups? Do you remember?
I think we made it 3 to 8, 3 to 9 for the first group, and then 9 to 12 for the second group.
Yeah.
We shortened it to an hour for the first group.
Yeah, fishing from 8:30 till 9:30 for 2 to 8-year-olds. And then from 10 till noon for 9 to 12-year-olds. If you have younger children that want to fish with their older siblings, they come to the second one.
Just a reminder, council, if you need some merit badges and all, Arbor Day on the 26th. Any other council members have anything?
Mary Jane reached out again. She wants the council to pick our night to help at the carnival. Remember, we do that as a group. She said that we can pick any night except Tuesday. Tuesday is the only night that she doesn't need any help. So keep that in mind. That'll be here before we know it. A reminder that we have an agreement now with the carnival. They're going to keep all the bathrooms closed, Craig. Both the main bathrooms right there by the ambulance food stand and the one down by the Boy Scouts.
One down, Boy Scouts.
Scouts
always
always
been on.
been
Okay.
on.
All right, I
They got
wasn't sure.
vandalized too many
Okay.
times.
That's a good idea.
And she's bringing in extra Santa pots so that we're not gonna have an issue. And I told her what she does with those at night is up to her. We lock the bathrooms in the park. I would recommend the same if she can, but,
Will they have handicap ones?
oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
I was thinking about diaper changing stations as well, but
Probably the handicap one might have them in there. I'm not sure. I've never went in to use one.
I can.
You can rent them pretty.
Where you usually
Just
look at your lap.
Or on the grass.
you would think, you would think some people would
Most
do
of them
that, but
change
they
their
don't.
diapers by their cars and leave them in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
most of them
They
are-
drag
Right
them.
on the picture.
Most of them, hatchback and changes and just lay in the
Yep,
trash
as I say,
can or
end up picking
car.
up in the.
Don't care.
And then the only other thing I have is, House Bill 1142 is the priority bill that the legislative committee worked on this year. That did pass the state house with a bipartisan, vote. And it is supposed to be moving on to the governor's office. It may be signed this week. I'll get a second email, I'm sure. And I believe there's a follow-up Zoom meeting on Wednesday. So if I don't hear before, I'll definitely hear by Wednesday if in fact that bill did get signed. And that's the bill that's going to give the ability to set up a task force for municipal governments to try to find some other way of funding our budgets through some type of fiscal responsibility that we're limited to right now with tax revenue. So hopefully that gets moving along and will help us at some point here in the future.
Do we want to pick our night at the carnival? It's May, is it the 23rd to the 31st, or is it?
22nd to the 30th.
Second,
Yeah.
30th, 22nd through the 3rd. I cannot do the 28th because we have a function. Tuesday, the 26th, she said it's good.
So what's our open dates? Wednesday?
Well, we got the 22nd, the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th, 27th, 29th, and 30th. The Wednesday through the week or at, weekend night. You guys. That way, if we pick a night, then we can give it to Mary Jane, and that way she gets the other groups, you know what I mean, help with other night.
People force changes.
I was gonna say, Howard, yeah, he'll be doing other, but I mean, okay. I'll pick one, I'll send you an email.
Okay.
Anybody else have any correspondence?
Yeah, yes, I do. I participated in the Boy Scout Dutch Oven cooking tournament held at the park where they had all the homeless. And that was quite a unique experience. They were great. You guys were wonderful. I mean, a lot of the food came, it was hard to believe that stuff was actually cooked out of a Dutch oven. It was amazing. I'd like to do it again if Howard doesn't do it.
He can do it even if I do it. This was a bad weekend. It is good.
It was,
Good
yeah,
folks.
and ladies.
Yes.
Yeah, everything was good down there. I'd like to do it again if Howard doesn't do it. Stoneworks was the other judges. Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you for anybody else. Moving on to new business.
Oh, I got one more thing.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Terry and I was down at the opening day for Little League.
Oh.
That's it.
Sure.
Yep.
Eric, you got anything?
Not yet.
Right?
No, sir, thank you.
Wait a minute. No.
I know, you all just don't want to hear the wonderful Arbor Day proclamation.
I'll go ahead and read it, Howard. You said good.
Yes, Arbor Day proclamation, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for planting of trees, and whereas a holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation, the world, and here in the town of Boonesborough. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, lower our heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. Whereas trees are a renewable source, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our town increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, I, Howard W. Long, Mayor of the town of Boonesborough, do hereby proclaim April 26, 2026 as Arbor Day in the town of Boonesborough. And I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant and care for trees and gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. Dated this 13th day of April in this year of 2026. Signed, Howard W. Long.
Job.
Do I have a motion to accept?
Second.
Have a motion and a second to accept Arbor Day proclamation. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries. We also received an invitation to Copper Michael Unit 10, Boonesborough American Legion Memorial Day Parade. The memorial ceremony will be here in the square at 1 p.m. Parade is forming time is 1:15. Parade starts promptly at 2 o'clock. And must start right at 2 o'clock because the state highway gives us permission to shut down the highway 2 to 4, and the parade has to be over and completely finished by 4 o'clock. So I do know that the county has offered the council to ride on their 250th. Do you have one? Actually, do you have one of these in the office? Invitations fill out.
Yeah.
The county commissioners has also sent a request that the mayor and council ride on their 250th anniversary of Washington County and the United States float with some of the county commissioners. So you won't need a vehicle this year if you want to ride on the float. So,
I think that'd be cool. No? Oh, come on. Well, Ray will let you on
See,
your own.
you have one more on the side.
I would like that very much.
Yeah, I already responded back to the email. I said yes.
Okay, so is anybody gonna have their own vehicle in the parade, or do you not need to return that now? Because I already told the county commissioners that at least some of you would ride on the float.
I'll write on the county
Yeah.
commissioner.
Is anybody gonna have their own?
If there's a county commissioner you don't like, we'll just push them off.
It's rough.
Now, so invite them to write on our things next time? Or is it something?
I think it's the one.
This is what I said. 250 is only happening.
Okay.
That's your reason, really want.
251 is right.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I would say just right.
Use bonus copy in the current.
That sounds good. We'll just put it in there, the county will be on the same commission.
Practice.
All right, okay. Building permit fees for Boonesborough Ambulance and Rescue, what you have, Rachel?
So you know, the ambulance company is doing an access expansion that's gonna be very, very costly. The county waived their share of the building permit fees, and I just thought you guys might want to consider waiving the town share of the building permit fee as well. It's $348.41. I'm sure that they'd appreciate savings anywhere that they can get them.
I'll make that motion to waive it.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Abstain? Motion carries. Schedule joint council and planning commission workshop to review proposal text amendments.
So as you all are aware, the Verdant submitted a text amendment to the town. I believe some of you were there. We've had some preliminary discussions about that. This would be a joint meeting between the planning commission, the mayor and council, the town attorney, the developer, and his legal counsel. This is where we would sit down and actually ask questions, hash things out. There'll be a PowerPoint presentation. I sent you some of that information just to give you the layout a little earlier. But the reason that a workshop was chosen, because it's gonna take a lot of time to talk about it. And it's really too much to talk about at a council meeting because we'd be here till 10 o'clock and nobody wants that. So looking for dates, we asked the developer, we asked the town attorney, and I asked the planning commission. The dates that get the most members of the planning commission that work for everybody are Wednesday, April 22nd. Thursday, May 7th, or Thursday, May 14th. What I was hoping for is you all drive the ship, so you pick the date that works best for you all. If none of those dates work, you can let me know and I can reach out again.
Is that gonna be a 6 o'clock or a 7 o'clock?
I would suggest the 6 o'clock meeting, just because it gets us in and out earlier, and we're not quite here.
Thursdays are bad for me, but that's all right. I can rearrange things.
Well, the first one is Wednesday, the 22nd.
The only one I can't do is May the 7th.
April 22nd, going once,
Sounds good.
going twice. I just want to make Mary Lee feel like she was at work or something.
Sold.
Sold.
So, yeah.
Everybody good on April 22nd, 6 o'clock? That sounds like a winner.
I'll notify the planning commission, and Kim's here, so I'm sure she'll post something on the website and make sure we have the room available.
There's a park board meeting then.
They can do this.
I think we're gonna have the meeting down at the park.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the.
Okay. Perfect. Yes, you're correct. That is the annual park board walkthrough.
So I might not be here.
What time do y'all start?
I don't know what time they're starting.
6 PM.
We'll be here. Feel free to come join us.
We'll probably be here long after you're done your
Let me
walk.
think now. Think about that. No, I might make it.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Anything else to come before the council tonight? Hearing none, commission report, park board. Rick?
Okay, it was called to order 7 o'clock on March 25th. Unfinished business was the disc golf update, a meeting with Audrey and Jackson and the disc golf volunteers, town council and the board. Park board have been scheduled for April 7th, which we have had at the community center. The baskets that were removed are stored at Audrey and Jackson's home. The other materials for the course are stored at Long Doors auction on Lappins Road. Further discussion about disc golf was tabled and will be April 7th, which we did already. Fiscal year 2027 budget update, changes to the proposed 2027 budget board was as follows. Tree, $250, Santa, $100, decorations, $1,700 for a total of $2,100. Motion was Jeff, second was Greg. All these changes were approved. Dog waste update, 2 more stations will be added to the park. Jamie Burton will look into a PetSmart grant money to purchase stations. Schaefer Park treasure hunt update, Jamie suggested we reformat the treasure hunt. She will take care of this as well. Certificate appreciation update. These certificates are given for contributions made to the area parks. Jamie will complete the certificates for 2025, which means if you've done anything in the park, like put boxes up, That screech out boxes, for example, you do something like that, you'll get a certificate of appreciation. So that's what we plan on doing for everybody who does that. Those kind of things. I think it's a great idea. Tree board update. We are Tree City USA. 11 years we've done this. The materials have arrived to put the signs up. Stream cleanup will be April 26th. And Jeff will get a tree from Sunny Meadows and it'll be dedicated to 250 years of the United States. Wagon train update. D&D ponies are coming with the horses. So we'll have horsey rides with pony rides with down there, as well as Post 10 will be selling concessions. And this is Laura will be calling the spinner. I just think it's funny. Park grant applications, no feedback. Pavilion grant updates, no feedback. Independence Day update, Jeff Totten will be the DJ. Several vendor applications have been received. A complete list will be included at a later date. New business, there was a request for a handicapped resident to use golf cart on the walking paths. We came to the conclusion that we need more information before a decision can be made. You can't drive those heavy golf carts on our paths. Just can't do it. It'll break them up. Concert series, all concerts have been finalized, and I think they're out and about somewhere. Nonprofits are invited to sell drinks and pre-packaged snacks, chips, pretzels, etc. An application will be required. Katie will take care of all the application processes. Movie series night, we're only going to have 3 this year. June 20th is Zootopia 2. July 18th will be Goat. And August 15th will be Wicked for Good. And our next park board meeting is the 22nd at 6 o'clock, held down at the park. Be there or be square. That's it, Aaron.
We're already here.
Anybody have any questions? Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Utilities Commission, Tony.
Yes, sir. BMUC last met on March the 18th. We had no public comments under old business. The reservoir update work continues on the control room. The electrical equipment and flashing are being installed in the tanks and working to have permanent power connected to the reservoir. The EPA conducted a site visit related to the $1 million grant funding, and no issues were reported. Potomac Street bottleneck, we requested cost of work from Mid-Atlantic and HRI, which we heard about earlier tonight. We know where that is leading, and there was no update on the MOU with the Cooper property. Crestview reduction bypass, there was no update. It was just delays for weather-related issues. Water sewer capacity study was a very lively conversation about our water capacity based on WRA's numbers. The overall capacity would be a deficit at full build out and removing our primary water source. Even using approved site plans and removing our primary source, we are still at a deficit. The only calculation that gives us a surplus is with the approved site plans and including our primary water source. Discussion continued. The conversation related to the well at Fletcher's Grove. This well has a capacity of 200 gallons per minute, but it needs to be brought online with related costs that will be required. And our current water loss needs reduced to gain capacity with MDE. More discussion related to when and how our tap fees and fixed fees are collected. It was determined that there needs to be a written policy written and implemented. And our town manager is going to present a draft at our next meeting this month. BMUC Commission voted unanimously to recommend to the Mayor and Council to increase our current water connection tap fee from $10,550 to $12,000 per connection. So at that point, I'll stop and I'll make a motion, if that's okay with the council, that we increase our water tap connection fee from $10,550 to $12,000 per connection as recommended by the BMUC.
And I'll second.
but we need to put it on the agenda.
Yeah, they're in a resolution, so that resolution has to be presented and approved.
Say that again?
Consider
Our
resolution.
connection fees are in a resolution,
Okay.
so we can't just amend the fees outside of revising.
So
the
they're part of the
resolution.
budget resolution.
They're part of the budget ordinance, yes, but they have their own resolution.
So if we're gonna discuss at the meeting this Wednesday about the sewer fees, then we should get it all together and update the resolution at the workshop.
Once the commission decides
Yeah.
what fees they want to do, they'll do a new resolution
All right.
for the council, yeah.
Okay.
So do we need to withdraw?
Yeah, that one was always a little tricky. All right, we almost got there. Borderline meter pilot program, the pilot meter program is working great. It's already been used and it's found 3 leaks with this new technology. Town manager stated there is grant funding of $125,000 to continue this project. Under new business, the BMUC voted unanimously to move forward with year 4 of the 7-year water sewer rate plan. Is that one we need to vote on?
That'll be part of the budget.
Part of the budget? Okay, so that'll be part of the budget as well. All right. Under systems report, we did have conversation about fire protection. Hasn't been updated at the sewer plant. Pete is working on getting more information and some updates. Public Works stated that Highs and Dean South model homes are ready to have meters installed. And when complete, Greg will do a final inspection. We meet again right here on the 15th, this Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Anybody have any questions of Tony? Hearing none, moving on to the planning commission. Eric?
Yes, sir. I'll just go down the agenda here, as I usually do. I know you're probably already struggling with some of this. Under Battlefield Estates, that is the 10 acres on Orchard Drive, the old London Park property. The developer, the landowner, wishes to put in there 72 three-story townhouses. The first step in order to do that is it needs to be rezoned once again. So Drew's gonna reach out to Mr. Rubel about that, and then once, we'll see where that goes from there. First step is to have it rezoned. Fletcher's Grove Ringley. Ringley is the house out there across from the grocery store, the old house. There's a proposal of about 12 or 13 homes to go in there, just around that little circle. The sticking point right now with that is secondary access. There's only one way in and one way out, so that's the sticking point. Dean North, on the north side of Chase 6, when it goes all the way through to the school, on the north side, that's 50 some odd houses to go in there. That's kind of the similar sticking point. There's only one way in and one way out of there. And it's actually through a cul-de-sac. So that is not optimum as well. So that's one thing that's going on there. McDonald's, Drew already talked about McDonald's. There was to be a walking trail around there, but they've discovered that it's too steep of a slope for the walking trail. So they've abandoned the walking trail idea. And as Drew said, the site plan is therefore approved, so I guess McDonald's will be coming along anytime. The comprehensive plan, we talked about the BMUC should review that relative to the water content in that plan. Talked about scheduling 3 public hearings out at the Legion, one in April, one in May, one in June. We might already get too late for April, Drew. You think?
Well, we'll see.
We'll see what the availability of the Legion is. The favorite topic, the floating zone text amendment. Okay, in February, we talked about pulling together a little team from within the planning commission to work on something. Jackie, sitting back here, is on the planning commission. She was going to lead that effort, and when she was reaching out to people on the planning commission, basically 2 have resigned. So that didn't happen. So in March, it was decided that Drew would meet with our town attorney and Verdant's town attorney and he's done that. And they would draft something, so that's just this meeting that we just previously talked about. So Drew, help me understand, in that meeting, are we gonna review the PowerPoint flow chart and the text amendment?
The whole thing,
The whole
everything.
thing? Okay,
Everything. The idea of the PowerPoint is to give you the framework as to how it works.
yeah, and I saw that, that was a good job.
Right, and then to actually let everybody ask your detailed questions. When does this part of the plan come in? When does this part of the plan come in? So it gives an opportunity for you guys to talk and answer and
Yeah.
see what you might want to have the ordinance look like.
Well, that's fine, we'll see how that meeting goes. And just on that topic, we get into all kinds of other things in there when we're on that topic. The master plan, if and when the floating zone or the PDD is approved, the master plan then comes next. When you talk about phasing, density, the revenue study, all that stuff. And one of the things that was discussed in that meeting was, one of the recent projects in Frederick County was, there was no phasing. So they built 800 houses in 3 years. And let me just flat out tell y'all in plain simple terms, that ain't gonna work for me here. So that's that. I'll be off that subject. Vacancies on the planning commission. I just told you 2 people have resigned. If I'm right, Rachel, we have a hard time keeping track of this, so there's 4 left. The chair is Dave Carmley. J.R. Bird is the deputy chair. We have Jackie back here, and we have Carmel Smith. So we have 4 people on there.
But I thought you were on there.
Well, I'm on there, but I'm the liaison. I'm only a voting member for matters that aren't then, or not going to then come here. So that's how that's working, and that's only recent, actually. So I came up with this, Drew, pay attention here. I came up with this an hour ago sitting at the Redbird. This may be the best idea ever, maybe the dumbest idea ever.
Holding my breath.
We have a terrible time recruiting people for planning and zoning, let alone if they have the proper qualifications. So I don't know if this does anything or not. Tony attends every meeting of planning and zoning with me. I attend every meeting with him at utilities. And we do a whole lot of talking every darn day on the phone, information sharing. Why don't we put these 2 commissions together and call it planning and zoning and utilities? That might be a great idea, it might be a terrible idea. What'd you say?
The meetings would be really long.
Well, I mean, it's just, we've got to get qualified people on these committees, and I don't know how you do it. You know, the pay is great, but I'm just throwing something out there. The town is at a pivotal point, and we don't have a planning commission. I mean, it's just that simple. Jackie, you want to add anything? Other than that, I'm right.
Just smile, dear.
I mean, it's not a bad idea in that everything overlaps so much.
It does.
And we are at a very critical point
Exactly.
in the town's next 100 years. So the time though that you bring up, Marilee, that would be, then maybe starting at 5 o'clock and putting a limit on it, or 6 o'clock and we only go an hour and a half. But would also have to, I think would be very helpful is to really truly follow Robert's rules as well.
Right.
So that the meeting would continue to go and people aren't just talking freely and.
Well, it's just something that I literally just popped in the head over there having a sandwich, and I thought I'd throw it out there. And that's really all I have, sir. Yes,
There's
ma'am.
there's no rule that people who wanted that are members of the BMUC who wanted to be on planning can't be on both, right?
You can be on 2
You can be
commissions.
You can be on multiple commissions, right?
Okay, the council person be on the committee too?
I don't know.
Not up
I'm
to
not sure which council person goes. I
I was
mean, if you
thinking
want to join
Tony
them
could be on
and
the
you're looking for
planning,
members,
vice versa.
I mean, I would ask if anybody from the BMUC is going.
If you combine the 2 commissions together,
Then what would we do about
the
membership?
the only suggestion I would have is you designated 1 week planning commission, maybe 2 weeks later, utilities commission items.
It's
And
something.
you still would meet, you would meet twice a month.
That's actually a really good idea too. I mean, when I was on the planning commission in Keysville, we certainly met more than once. And that was Keysville.
So I can look into it and see what would be involved, but I think a charter amendment will be necessary, which means that it's not gonna be next month.
Well, I was just trying to think of something a little out of the box, because as you saw the email today from the chair, we have 4 people, and we may not even have a quorum, because often one of the 4 don't show up. So,
Could you have joint meetings without actually combining the 2 commissions? Would that help?
anything, Kim, we can talk about anything. Information sharing is very important, like Jackie said. There's a lot of stuff in both of those commissions that the other one needs to hear, and frankly, they just don't always hear.
One 2.5 hour meeting instead of 2 meetings isn't an issue. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, if we scale the agenda, stick on target, like you said, Jackie, 1 2-hour meeting, 2.5 hour meeting versus 2 meetings wouldn't be hateful. So it's something we gotta look at. We gotta do a charter change to make it happen. I'd be interested.
I personally think it's good. Yeah.
Drew, haven't heard you say anything.
I never thought of that, so I actually need some time to think about that. I mean, originally, your utilities commission actually set rates and was separate from the town. And you all changed that. So this is kind of another step in that direction, but I never thought of that.
Yeah, you've done a great job pulling the 2 together, as you have, honestly.
Well, we also did remove, like Drew was just saying, the Utilities Commission from the charter, correct?
Right.
Oh, yeah, they're just a committee now. They're not their own.
They weren't removed, but they're.
Well, yes, they're not, yeah.
They're not doing separate.
Their discretion has been moved.
So what I'm saying is you may be able to do it without a charter amendment. Rather, you might just be able to amend each commission's bylaws or whatever you want to call it.
Well, I mean,
You know?
as you said, Eric, you just floated this idea out. Why don't we float it at the utilities commission meeting on Wednesday? I mean, just see what they think, and then, get some feelers and let everybody it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Go to the ground or eat that particular sandwich.
Nelson, do you want to join the planning commission or be a joint member?
Well, the concern I would have is I have yet to set on a meeting that's less than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So if you add more to that agenda or more discussion, you can't avoid a longer meeting. However, as someone mentioned, if we follow Robert's Rules of Order and one person speaks and then it's your shot, and then you vote if there's a vote necessary, that can expedite it. Because a lot of times, some people, I'm sorry, but some people have a tendency to repeat themselves just to say it in a different way.
Yeah. How about me?
Point the finger, Larry.
The chief and I had some conversation about productive meetings, and any meeting over 2 hours, I mean, it's just a common practice. It's too long, maybe 2 meetings a month, as I think was discussed.
That's ideal.
Something to further consider. The information sharing between those 2 commissions, all that's coming is key.
But you're also limiting the pile of people who put in ideas. So just saying, you know what I mean? It puts a lot of weight on a smaller group of people.
Okay. Well, we got some good ideas. See what we can do.
Does everyone have more jacket if they
Yes.
We have different
I have
colors.
purple jackets.
Yeah. I say purple jacket all the way.
Anybody else have any questions of Eric? Hearing none, moving on to EDC, right?
Although there's been no official EDC meeting since the last time this body convened. Their next meeting officially is Wednesday, the 22nd. I'm sorry. Yes, 22nd.
No, April 29th.
Scouts can stay.
You're gonna be choking wrong day.
Yeah, okay, I'll be there by myself. And, Nick will join me.
It's on the 29th.
I'll buy you a Danish.
Some highlights though, did you have your anniversary? Congratulations, Pathfinder Moonshine has celebrated 5 years. Put Boothbro on the map. We are now the home of award-winning moonshine.
Makes everybody happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you should serve moonshine at the planning commission meeting.
You're outside the office.
I was thinking beer, here and there,
Yeah.
cigar. Good.
The only, a couple highlights here, we're ribbon cutting, for the farmer's market. Terry, I don't know if you want to talk about that. I'll hold that up. You should do something to talk about. Woodsboro Town Alliance, this Thursday is gonna be a, AI in business, presentation. If you're interested, 1:00 in the afternoon. That should be interesting. There's a networking event. I'll remind you all again as it gets closer on the 21st, the Green Hill Farm, which is in Sharpsburg. The Spring Jubilee is coming up on the 25th, 10 o'clock. So whenever, at the park. And National Road Museum on the 2nd is having a plain art event. I don't know if you all know what that is, it would be artists around the town looking at stuff and painting it. Around the town, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. When is the Jubilee? It's April.
Jubilee, yes.
Okay, so say May 25th.
Nate, you have anything you want to add about the EDC? Nate's happy.
It's good.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions of Ray? Hearing none. Environmental Commission, Terry?
We met on Wednesday, April the 9th. On May the 5th, from 4 to 7 is the farmer's market opening. We have a ribbon cutting at 3:30. Mayor and council are invited. There will be approximately 24 vendors. There are, I don't know if you all liked it or not, but I always liked iced coffee. There's going to be Black Mountain Roasters and Cloud Splitter. They're both going to be tag teaming this year at farmer's market. May the 13th, a gentleman named Jeff Musser. They've invited the mayor and council to come to our next environmental commission meeting. He has a drone that he's going to put in the air and show the topography of the town. He comes within 1 centimeter of accuracy, apparently. So they've invited the mayor and council to that. Janine wanted to thank the Public Works for excavating at the community garden in the food forest. She really appreciates, and the whole commission appreciates the Public Works for all their work. There's 2 ridge runners that will be back up on the Appalachian Trail. They're the same guys as last year we had. And our next meeting is May 13th, 7 o'clock.
What's that date for the drone?
13th.
May 13th.
May 13th.
May well put something
But I
on the
think he-
website that night, that ahead of that. So, because you know how people are nowadays, somebody might get the bright idea to try to shoot it down.
Well, I think that Barb Wenzel was coming in with this gentleman, and I think meeting with Drew, maybe.
What's that?
Jeff Musser with the drone showing the topography. I think she's meeting before our meeting.
Oh, I've already met with him. I've got his business card.
It was in the daytime, right?
Somebody came down, they came down to the police department and said they're flying the drone around
Oh, okay.
the park.
As long as you guys know it.
They let us know. They were great. They let us know.
The
Because
meeting,
you know how the
is-
phone will ring.
Oh,
the
yes.
meeting is just talking about what all he does and probably showing pictures.
I told him to fly to construction sites
Oh, yeah.
because it's of interest to everybody
Right.
and they can, it's tangible, you recognize it. So, yeah, he had 3 or 4 sites. You can do some interesting things with the drone technology. Very interesting.
So that's all.
Anybody have any questions of Terry? Thank you, man. Anybody else have anything come forward to council? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion. we
I
adjourn.
second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same, motion carries. Thank you, folks, and have a good evening. Thank you, scouts. Please remember to get involved.